Welcome back to Benny's Custom Works, proudly brought to you by Haltech and Enthusiast Motor Insurance. This week we are continuing with the Monza. We do have a heap of stuff we are going to be looking at. Today I have a new front brake upgrade which should be a direct fit. The one caveat is I don't know if it's going to clear the wheels. I do have some rear C4 Corvette calipers and I also have some HSV rear discs. So I want to look at the fitment with that as well. We also need to pull the diff out and we also need to measure the tail shaft so that we can get a tail shaft made. We'll do that before we pull the diff out. And we do need to remove the tail shaft that's already in there because it is too long and it's just all in the way really. So that's got to come out. I will probably drop the tail shaft off to, well, I'm going to use the tail shaft we have as an example and then make a whole new one front to back. So I am going to Sydney tomorrow and the plan is to drop the diff off and the tail shaft off so that while we're doing other stuff that can be done in the background, and hopefully that's kind of a couple of weeks away and then we can pick it all up and it'll be happy days. But plenty of stuff to look at today. With the brakes, I want to basically just put one side on front and rear and just start to look at fitment and that sort of deal. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to clear the 16-inch wheels. Mathematically it's possible, but it all entirely depends on things like the inner clearance on the wheel, the way that the wheel bowls down to clear the tyre, and also the caliper offset. So I'm not worried so much about the caliper clearance on the face of the wheel, it's more the total height or the total width that's going to become an issue. So we need to pull some wheels off and fit some bits up and cross our fingers because it's going to be tight.
Nerve-wracking.
It is what it is.
And what's the alternative if it doesn't fit?
Probably just run the brakes that are on the front. I will upgrade the rears anyway though because, well, that being said, as long as we can make the Corvette rear stuff work, I think that's a good, because the front calipers are actually the same calipers or from the same brake package as those rear calipers. So the VL turbo brakes are actually Corvette calipers anyway. So arguably the front and those rear calipers were made to work together. So that's not a drama. The other thing I do have, which we haven't talked about, I have purchased a VT Brake Master upgrade, which is not actually here yet. It may come today. So if it does come today, that may be something else we're also going to look at. Or we'll do the brakes and the pedal box in another episode because that is going to be an undertaking in itself. And I do need to pull the steering column out because it needs to be rebuilt. Fortunately, I've watched a lot of videos on building that column and the rebuild is basically just strip it apart, tighten some bolts, Loctite some stuff and reassemble it. There's no physical hard parts. The issues that happen with that column is things come loose. So shouldn't be too big of a deal. Side note or side information, the steering column that's in this is basically a Trans Am column. It's a Saginaw column. So it's common to heaps and heaps of GM cars. So the process that we carry out when we do that column will be relevant to heaps and heaps of other Holdens, Pontiacs, Chevs, all sorts of stuff from the late 60s to the mid 70s or all the way through into the 80s, depending on what it's in. I think the base column is actually the same as a Commodore, but because this has the tilt option, there is different stuff at the top side of it. So yeah, interesting stuff. And I do need to also put our steering shaft in. So when we do the column, I'll probably do the steering shaft. But that's a later me problem.
Your wheels are on backwards.
Your wheels are on backwards.
No, they're not. Didn't mean to trigger you so soon.
Your wheels are about to be off the car.
Here's a recap in case you missed it.
Savage. We might be before you even start.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, true.
That's less bad than I thought.
That's good. That looks good.
It's not impossible.
And then...
It's not looking great. Oh, you know what? It's not even that bad. Wrong calipers, so don't...
Oh, yeah, right, okay. Don't confuse everyone.
No.
I'm confused.
The calipers are in there.
Oh, right, cool. I'm just going to point the camera at you and you can...
Mad.
Do stuff.
Cool. So like normal then. Wow, this is so clean. It's almost like it was put together 100 kilometers ago. So here's a comparison. It's a fair old upgrade. And these are not even the standard Commodore. We've mentioned a few times, these are VL Turbo or VL V8 all the way up to VS caliper. The disc goes to VP because VR on has a floating rotor setup. But yeah, these, if you do the conversion onto an early model Commodore, you need to make sure you get the non-floating hub style disc. Ask me how I know. This is also a non-floating disc. This is a VN Club Sport or VN SS. I don't know. There's some combination of letters and numbers that this is. These are like a 320mm disc, whereas these are about a 288mm disc, I think. 288, and these are 326.
Well,
So, pretty good upgrade. Big Johnnies. I suppose the other thing is if they actually do fit, we can put the fronts on today. The rear is definitely not a bolt-on proposition. I do know that we do need to make a caliper bracket because the VS, I think Club Sport, uses the Corvette caliper with a different bracket. So the disc offset and the disc thickness should be correct for that caliper because they're now a vented rear. So now we're going to look at all our bits. So I've already started fitting the brake kit. We have our rotor now mounted up and also our caliper anchor bracket as well as the adapter bracket. This is the other adapter bracket, just for reference. It's a solid steel bracket that goes from the VE Commodore anchor bracket to the VK strut. This is a VE caliper as well. That's a brand new one as it turns out. They've never been fitted to a car. The pads are brand new. The discs are brand new. So marketplace for the win. This whole kit cost me $500. And I think if I had to piece it together with all new stuff, without the brackets, you'd probably be looking at $1,000 at least with all the new stuff. So bit of a score. We are going to put the caliper on now. As you can see, I've still got the earlier VL caliper just hanging there because I don't want to remove the caliper until we know this is good to go. That being said, the caliper's got to come off anyway because we need to bleed the lines and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So we need to make lines and plumb it all up to the VT master as well. So I may actually just pull those off. If this works, we'll just take it all off because I am going to need to get lines made for the VT caliper. So set the caliper on now, put the bolts in and put some wheels on.
oh, right, that's the mic. I was like, wheel weights?
Nope. Mike.
Mic drop.
Literally. Mike has left the chat. Moment of truth.
Does it spin?
Does the wheel spin? Does the wheel spin? Yes.
Beautiful.
Now that grinding noise you can hear is just the new pad on the new disc.
Cool.
So the game plan is to basically suck all the brake fluid out of the car now because we know the calipers are going to work and also the brake master cylinder we're changing anyway and we need to make hard lines. So I may as well just remove all the brake fluid out of the car and it's just one less thing that's going to leak on the floor while we work on the car. It's basically empty now. For sale VL turbo brake kit. Just going to Loctite these because I haven't put any, like they were kind of mocked up. Big Johnny's on now. Best. Mint. So we now have front brake sorted, my friend.
How good.
That went in the bin. These brakes look tiny now. And these are upgraded from what the VK had standard.
How nuts.
And the Monza.
Being done before you as well, sort of.
Nailed it. Now we move on to the rear. That'll do. So these discs are a replacement disc for a VS, I think Senator, probably GDSR as well. So they basically use the C4 caliper. I think I mentioned it earlier. There's a C4 caliper, but the bracket is different. So this component is exactly the same, but the anchor bracket changes. So first I'm going to put the disc on and see what we look like, and then work out how we can make a caliper bracket. So far so good. I was a little worried. So with many project cars, this is a developing situation, and the Corvette caliper unfortunately won't work because the anchor bracket is going to clash with the existing mount. That being said, I do have these VT to VZ rear calipers, and they actually have enough relief in this position to accommodate the VS Club Sport disc. So potentially we can actually use these and bolt them together with the use the VT caliper with the VS disc. The thing I need to check is things like height, and also the offset is correct. So I've just got the caliper anchor bracket by itself, and I'm going to have a squiz and see how realistic out of 10 this is. About a 1 out of 10.
Oh, damn.
Well, as project cars more often than not with me seem to go, the old plan in the brain versus what's actually in the car didn't quite come together. The Corvette calipers, even though the caliper itself is correct for the HSV, the brackets I knew weren't a fit, but unfortunately the shape of the bracket means that combined with the offset, or the height I should say, of the disc, that we can't actually use this anchor bracket at all. Not even running an adapter or spacers or anything like that. So basically, if we wanted to run an adapter, we need a 300mm disc, which to my knowledge doesn't exist off the shelf. Making a custom rear disc is way overkill for this car. I did revisit the VT to VZ rear caliper because when you measure the internal relief, you can actually fit the HSV disc into it. But that being said, there's not enough material inside the piston doesn't actually retract far enough in the caliper to get it over the vented disc. So even though the VT to VZ disc is thicker than the VP or the VRVS rear disc, which is actually what the Monza already has, it doesn't quite all work together. So it's a little bit back to the drawing board. At the moment, I am just going to put the Monza rear caliper back on just so it's on the car. But I'm not super keen to keep it. Bare minimum, I'll probably put VRVS IRS rear calipers on the car, but it's not really an upgrade. Even though it is getting some more Aussie content into the car, it's not an upgrade. So it would be nice to get something bigger on the back to match the VN Club Sport discs, so that we do have a better braking proportion. That being said, we haven't actually tested anything yet, and it is all hypothesizing. So I may just go the VRVS rear caliper, put that on, because it is going to cost me very little. So start with that and then revisit it. The annoying thing is now I have $350 worth of rear discs that I can't use. So hopefully I can return them, but we'll see what happens. But this is what happens with project cars, especially when you're trying to break new ground on stuff that hasn't really been done. Patrick, when he did his Monza, which has the V8 front and the 5 litre in it, he used VRVS rear brakes and VRVS front brakes, which are basically those. And it works great for his car, but in saying that, it is a standard 5 litre. It's not modified. It's not making 400 plus horsepower. So I do want to have the braking system more than capable of sorting out the engine combo once it's in the car, rather than trying to band-aid or half-ass something together. So it's something that we do need to obviously get right, and something that I've got to just spend a bit more time looking at. Potentially look at other caliper options, see what else is available. But This is project cars. Unfortunately, this means also we've burnt a lot more time today than we had anticipated. So next episode, we're going to be pulling the diff out and doing the tail shaft measurement because we've run out of time. But that's how we roll. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
How do you figure out the combination of what may and may not work? Or do you literally have to buy some stuff and try it?
Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Interneting, buying. I've already bought those Corvette calipers only for them to not work.
Yeah.
And the discs. These are project cars, bro. Especially weird project cars that no one else has got.
That's the thing, like you said in that outro, yeah.
Like Patrick's the only guy who's really done anything more than standard. Anything in the UK and Europe, I can't find anyone that's done brake upgrades. And that being said, I don't really want to be buying stuff out of Europe because it may be something like the Opel Senator or the Carlton or something will have bigger rear brakes, but I may run into the same problem where all the consumables aren't available in Australia. So what I want to do is find what kind of calipers and stuff I can get. Ideally, like big Commodore stuff is the answer, but there's not a lot of stuff available for cars off the shelf.